Hi, I'm Nancy. Welcome to Nancy's Kitchen. Today is Thursday and I volunteer to cook for our life group at church today. Every Thursday. So I look a little rough today. I went and got a haircut earlier, did some errands. So don't pay attention to that. When I cook, I don't generally wear clothes that I like or want to wear out in public because I am really bad about putting on an apron. You're going to see me put it on here and there. Hopefully I'll get in a habit of it because I've mentioned it to you today. But generally I just wear an old t-shirt that I don't mind getting greasy or splattered on. And so I put that on this morning, anticipating that I was going to be doing the cooking today. I've done some prep because I was not going to film this, and then I decided I need to put all my gadgets together and film this. So I've got a new mic and a screen mirror so I can actually see what I'm saying versus the previous videos where I was just not knowing what was going to be videoed until I watched it. So in these pans, so I have a 13.25 quart Le Creuset. You can see how big it is compared to these two hotel pans. I got this after I had taken a cooking class in New Orleans to learn how to make gumbo and jambalaya. It's awesome for that, but I need something bigger. So this morning when I left the house a little bit before 10 a.m., I put about 8-9 pounds of beans in here, dried, and I poured water from my refrigerator. I keep a spring water jug that I bought. This one happens to be at Myers. I normally shop at Walmart. I also shop at Myers. Full disclosure, I work part-time at Walmart, but I've given them plenty of money over the years before I started working there recently as a part-time job. So I was going to use that pan, but when I got home, the beans had soaked up enough water that there wasn't going to be enough room for my seasoning. So I transferred them into these two full-size disposable hotel pans that came from Sam's Club. I used, because I'm volunteering and also busy, working part-time, I have a catering business, grandmother, pet owner, all the things. To save myself some time, I'm also going to be frying potatoes later, and I've got to slice the onions and potatoes for that. So to make this easier, I bought these frozen chopped onions. I got 4 bags, so there are 2 bags in each pan. And what I did is when I came home from work last night, I just put them in the refrigerator, so they were thawed out. I also have a large bag of garlic that I got from Sam's Club. I forget how many ounces it is, but it's about this big. And I put that in the freezer to keep it from going bad so that it would stretch longer. So I took out a handful, literally a handful, 2 handfuls, and sliced them up to put in here. Normally I would, use my garlic press from when I used to sell Pampered Chef, and I would use that. But when they're frozen, they're too hard. They're too hard for me to press through there. I've tried, it's not fun. So I just slice those up. This is going into the oven. I've got it at 375 because it is almost 2 o'clock now and I need them ready by 6. So that's pushing it to what I normally like to do. I like to plan ahead much better than that. But it was a busy day. It just is what it is. Yesterday was busy as well. But I also took out a couple handfuls of garlic and put them in these bowls for it to thaw out so that after this is cooked for about an hour, then I'll put these through the garlic press to add more flavor. I've also, so it's about 4.5 pounds of beans in each pan. I just made them look even. They've got water, and I will add more water as they cook. They will absorb some water. I've also put a sprinkling of black pepper, and I use the restaurant grind for my cooking. It's just what I like as a chef. And I have my cute little La Crusade little ramekins that I got from my salt and pepper. This is salt, this is pepper. It's red pepper. And so I just put a couple generous handfuls of that into both pans. Then I took my water kettle and heated it up. I'm going to actually start it again because it took me a minute to get my mic set up and all the things to put in my chicken base. Now this is chicken base. If you've never used chicken base, I hadn't really used it before I went to culinary school, I don't think. Not in this sense. I used chicken broth and beef broth, and I may have used some bouillon cubes, but I don't remember that I knew this existed before culinary school. Anyway, this is chicken base. It's from Sam's Club. They used to have a powdered version that I didn't like, so I would go to Gordon's Food Service and get it, but it's a little more expensive, like a couple dollars more expensive, and I'm at Sam's Club picking up my orders all the time, so I get it from here now. I keep this and beef base in my cabinet at all times. I can't tell you the last time I actually bought a carton of chicken broth. It's very rare that I do. I use this instead because in most things that I cook with, this is my salt. I don't generally add more salt unless it's got enough chicken or beef flavor, but it still needs more salt. So this serves as my sodium because it does have a lot. This looks like a lot. This is a 4-cup measure, Pampered Chef measure. It's a big glop in there. I'm going to mix this with hot water and put it in one, and I'm going to repeat that same step to put in the other one, and then after an hour or two probably, I will check the seasoning on them because they'll be tender enough that I should be able to check how much seasoning it has. We are an open group, not just for our church members. So I don't know who has a pork aversion, I will say. Who's not eating pork? Some people don't like to eat pork. I tried it. I like bacon. Most of all, I love country ham. Had to get a whisk. Most of all, like country ham, so I could deal okay with the turkey bacon, but I was not happy about not getting any country ham. I don't eat it real often, but when I want it, I want it. So I'm just taking, ooh, that's hot. Ooh, that's hot. This and whisking that up. I didn't just stir this into these beans because it wouldn't have dissolved like this and it wouldn't have spread out. It needed to dissolve in some hot water. But you see how constituted it is. It's super, super concentrated. So I wanted it concentrated so that I'm not adding a ton of water in here. But I'd already added cold water into these and just needed that chicken base to dissolve. If I was cooking for people that I know were okay with pork, I would also put a country ham hock in it. Sadly, these are getting harder and harder to find. I think the Walmart in Nicholasville still has them. You can also, I prefer a country ham hock to a regular ham hock. I just like the flavor of country ham, so it gives an extra saltiness to it. Therefore, I also have to be careful. I also have to be careful about how much base I use when I use a country ham hock. If you use a regular ham hock, you're putting some flavor in there, but it doesn't have all the flavor I like. I like to layer my flavors. So that's why you feel the love in my cooking. So I cook with love and plenty of seasoning, and not low salt, because salt is flavor. Salt is not what's hurting us in this world, it's sugar. And I love sugar, clearly. I like to eat, and sugar is an issue for me. I work on it from time to time, but now it's not one of those times. I've gotten into baking, and I like sugar, and actually the more sugar you eat, the more you want it. So that's just how it works. So I'm now doing the other 4 cups. I don't know if I'll get 4 cups of water out of here. Oh, just slightly. So that's going to have to do. But again, it's concentrated. I had the chicken base on the spatula, so I stirred it around in there as well. Where I did not on the other one, because I don't want to water down my chicken base jar. There's not a lot left in it. I'm sure I'll go through the rest of that today. I have a backup jar. I try to always keep a backup jar if I can. But again, I'm going to pour this into the other pan. And then I'm going to stir that in as well. Just trying to season the pans evenly as much as I can. And we'll check back in a couple hours. I'm new to this video process, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to keep you on this one congruent video or not. If I just paused it, I feel like it'll go away. I don't know if I can add to it or not, but we're going to cross that bridge when we come to it. And this is my first YouTube video, so we're just going to roll with it. I did not soak these beans overnight. In my head, that's just a lot of work, an extra step. It is not, but that's just the way I feel. So, you can cook a couple hours longer and get the same result. I do baked beans from scratch and cook them in a couple hours. They're navy beans, they don't take as long to cook. So it just will take longer, where you could cook, if you soaked them overnight, you probably could cook that in 2 hours. I didn't, so it's going to take me 4. So, or I'm going to at least leave myself 4. And that's it. We're going into the oven because I don't want them to stick to the bottom. I don't want to have to babysit them. So I put them in the oven. I'm going to cover them with foil. I'm going to put them in the oven, and I don't have to worry about it. They were just going to cook in the oven at 400 degrees. Now, if I had more time, I'd put it at a lower temperature. They're going to cook in the oven at 400 degrees for 3 to 4 hours. And welcome to Nancy's Kitchen. I'm so excited to be doing this. I hope you like my videos so far. I have lots of different areas that I want to film. I talk to myself all the time as if I'm filming, but I just don't have a camera person follow me around, nor do I take the time to do it. So I'm going to try to remember to do that. But I have all kinds of tips, tricks, from kitchen to just living in general, because in 55 years you learn some things if you pay attention. So welcome to Nancy's Kitchen.